Today I'm going to be comparing Factor75 versus Blue Apron. How are they alike? How are they different? And which one is right for you? So over the last few weeks, I've been trying Factor75 and Blue Apron, and I've got some thoughts about how they compare with one another. And obviously they're a little different. Factor75 is a prepared, already made meal kit that you just pop in the oven or microwave. Blue Apron, you have to do some prep and cook work, but the essence of them are the same. It is a meal that arrives at your house. You select which one you want. And they honestly were both new to me. So I want to share some of my initial thoughts in using them and eating them and preparing them so that you can make the best choice. And as you're deciding which one to check out, I have a discount link for both of them in the description below. You can try out Factor75, you can try out Blue Apron, get a great discount on that on us so that you can try them out and not have to pay full price. So be sure to click those links down in the below. That's right, down in the below. So first I want to talk about meal variety. They're both set up very similar, that you go onto the website, you pick which ones you want, you select how many servings you want of each one, and select a schedule for when they come. I would say that Factor75 definitely seems to be more focused on some dietary restrictions. So they have keto friendly and paleo and low carb and things like that. Blue Apron is a little bit more of your traditional style meals. Although I found that there was some new and different types of recipes that maybe I wouldn't normally pick that I saw available on Blue Apron. Obviously they have some more traditional kind of meat and a side sort of thing. But so if you're looking for something and you have very specific kind of dietary restrictions or just a kind of preference in that way, I think Factor75 might be a better option for you to be able to select which ones you want out of that. Now, while we're talking about the website, I do want to say one thing that was, quite a bit different for me was that Factor75, from the time that I ordered it, it took, and this could have just been the timing of when I was ordering or how it was arriving, but it was like 2 weeks or more before I finally got the meals and when I was available to get the meals. Blue Apron, I was able to order on a Thursday, I think it was, and I got the meals the following Wednesday. So that's something to keep in mind too, is when you're sitting out to order these, Factor75, because they're doing the prep work on there, I think it takes a little bit longer to get those meals to deliver to you. So if it's something you're thinking, I want to try this next week, keep that in mind when you're ordering those and selecting the meals that you want. Which leads me into the idea of convenience. Obviously, Factor75 is more convenient. If you're looking for something that is just based on, I want to get something fresh, I want to eat it, but I don't want a TV dinner or I don't want to eat mac and cheese, Factor75 is the way to go. Blue Apron takes a little bit more prep, but at the same time, it's not difficult. It is, all the ingredients are pre-measured out. They have all the instructions laid out for you. Some of the steps are a little time consuming, and I would say the estimates on the instructions, at least in my case, it took longer to make some of the meals than some of the other timing of that. But that's something to keep in mind. But like I said, I was able to get the Blue Apron meals the following week, whereas Factor75, I had to wait a couple of weeks before I finally got those. But once I got them, they do have a better shelf life. Factor75, the meal kits, I don't remember the exact date, but it said to be used within, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks. Whereas with Blue Apron, it said they needed to be cooked within a week. I think the minimum that you can get on Blue Apron is 2 different meals, depending on how many servings that you're getting. It's something that you definitely got to kind of plan on and go, okay, I will have the time to cook these meals next week when these arrive, versus Factor75. You can order them, put them in the refrigerator, and you've got a few weeks to kind of eat them over a period of time, which I think is nice. And along those lines, when you're scheduling those, as a subscription service, you're able to skip weeks with both of them. You're able to select which days of the week you want them delivered. And I would say both of them came when they said they would. They came, you get notifications. It says it's on its way. It says it's delivered. So they're really good about communicating that. So to get the ingredients, get the box in from the porch or outside, depending on the weather. They're really well packed. They're really well insulated in a lot of ice. So it's not like there's a worry of them overheating or anything like that. But I would say both of them did really well at communicating that to you so that you know when your meals are going to be ready for you. And you can plan on that, which I think is nice too, especially with Blue Apron, that I go, I knew the day it was going to arrive, and I had planned that day to go, okay, I'm going to get that, I can cook them up and eat them that evening, and it was very accurate and very to the point on that. Now let's talk a little bit about taste. I thought that both of them really good. I think when you're comparing, if you take the prep and the cooking time out of it, if you compare just apples to apples once they were made and you're sitting down to eat them, I personally like some of the meals of Factor 75 better than I like some of the meals of Blue Apron. Now again, that could have been the week that I ordered it, what was available, which ones I selected, all of that, because they have a wide variety. So I felt like there was maybe a little bit more variety on Blue Apron, but there was a lot of, for my taste, some of the recipes that I just kind of ruled out immediately because I knew that wasn't going to be my thing. But I think once the meals were made and you're sitting down and you're eating a plate of food, to me, I honestly like some of the flavors of the Factor 75 better. It's kind of a toss-up because I know firsthand that sometimes just by doing the work of making something and creating something with your own hands, sometimes you tend to enjoy that a little bit better. So I think the experience of making the food and eating something that you make is much greater with Blue Apron. If you have a family that can cook together and kids that want to get involved and those sorts of things, Blue Apron is by all means the way to go in that sense. But on the other hand, if you have some dietary restrictions, Factor 75 allows you to have those meals on hand, because I know that, depending on how you are eating, if you're trying to focus on low carb or paleo or keto or anything like that, that sometimes that's tough to get those types of meals and finding all the right ingredients. This takes the worry out of that, and it's clearly marked on the website. And for me, that's kind of where I'm at, is that I like the ease of just being able to reach in the refrigerator, throw something in the oven, a couple of minutes, and I've got a meal. I will give you a little pro tip, and I talk about this more in my full review. I think some of the meals came out much better in the microwave and were quicker and faster and easier and more thoroughly cooked. So keep that in mind. One of the big factors that I get asked a lot about is the price. And this is always a little bit challenging to talk about because, again, depending on what sort of discounts you are offered or what they're offering on the website or what we offer here on our channel, you can see the link below. We always put the best discount code in that link so that you can get the most money off, the best deal through that. So by all means, check out that link and get a discount on that. But having said that, overall, I would say that comparing meals for meals, Factor 75 is a little bit more expensive than Blue Apron. And I think because you're paying for the convenience. Like most things, the ease of use, the fact that you can just get that and eat it is easy and convenient, you're going to pay a little bit more for that. It's not much, and it probably balances out depending on what the type of meal that you get. Like for instance, I got a Factor 75, got a filet mignon, which was a little bit more expensive than Blue Apron. I got a salmon dish. So it depends on what you're comparing, but I would say overall, in a general sense, yes, Factor 75 is a little bit more expensive, but it is way more convenient. So you sort of just gotta weigh which is more important to you. So my overall thoughts, I have been trying several of these meals, and here on Culinary Chronicles, I'm just trying to find the best meal kit service. And so I'm trying a wide variety, and I have more that are coming up that I'm gonna be trying soon. So for me personally, somebody that's just looking for the ease of eating something quick, but is also healthy and not filled with a bunch of chemicals and junk, Factor 75, I think, was my preference over Blue Apron. But at the same time, if you're somebody that enjoys cooking and enjoys, not that I don't enjoy cooking, but I like eating more. So, and you enjoy spending time in the kitchen and you like some of the variety that Blue Apron offers and some of the differences of the meals, then Blue Apron might be for you. Again, try out them both. You can get the discount link below. And also, I have a video here that's going to give you my full review of Factor 75. Be sure to check that out, and I'll see you in the next one.